Hey YouTube, this is Carson's XDM45 here, and I'm going to do a video today on uh, my hunting bike. This is my Rad Rover. I bought it a few years ago. I use it for hunting. I hunt exclusively public land, WMAs, and anybody that runs a bike like this, going out hunting, you know the problem that you have with flats. And so we are going to do something. We're going to put 3 levels of protection on here. I've already got in the tires right now, I've got the Mr. Tuffy liners. I've had them installed for a couple of years. Haven't had any flats. But I'm going over some pretty rocky terrain and some bumps and everything. And I went ahead, I think I'm going to upgrade a little bit. And we are going to upgrade to the Tannus liners. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to use all 3 of these, the Tannus liners and the slime down there. We're going to put those into the new tubes. We're also going to put the Mr. Tuffys. We're going to keep the Mr. Tuffys in there, and I'm going to try to go through the process as quickly as possible. I don't want this to be a long video. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube where people do one or the other. I haven't seen any videos where people do both. And so we're going to try to make that work today. So let's get started. I've got the bike turned over. And as you can tell, I've been riding this bike through this last year. I've been riding this bike. There's a little thorn right there. I've been riding this bike on the street, and so this back tire does not have nearly the traction that the front tire is. And so I'm gonna swap out the tires from front and back. I have a little bit more grip going through the trails and the mud and everything. So another thing you might consider, you can look up on YouTube. There's several different places, but you might make you a splash guard. This is just a piece of plastic. It was actually an old plastic dishwashing tub that you'd wash dishes in, or you might call it like a cat pan or something. Anyways, it had that plastic on there. And I just took that plastic and cut it out and made me some holes there. I've got my little, it's actually a bottle cap for a spacer. What it does is it protects the wires up in here. Fold it back, and I just get zip ties on here. And as you can tell, this thing, it protects everything. I'm thinking about putting me a different one on here so it protects this little sensor right here. Anyway, let's get on with the tires. Yeah, compare the 2 tires. This is the back tire. You can see where it's rubbed all the knobbies off. I got almost 1,700 miles on this bike, and the vast majority of it was riding the bike trail on the road, trying to lose weight, strengthen my legs and everything. Anyway, this is worn down. This one's still got some pretty aggressive knobbies, so we're going to be switching those on the wheels. So here's the plan. I've got the tires off the wheels. The plan is to use this spray adhesive. We're going to spray it on the inside of the tire all the way around. I'm going to take these Tannus liners. We're going to lay them things out. This one that was on the back wheel, I actually glued that last time I put it in. As you can see, it's still sticking together. This other one, on the front tire, it just fell right out. I didn't spray any glue in it. So anyway, yeah, and they're not stuck together like super glue permanent. I just want the adhesive to have just enough stickiness, just enough tact to hold the liner in place. I'm going to put the Tannus Armour on. And I'm going to do something different. I'm going to try this with the tire not on the wheel. Most guys are putting it on the wheel and then trying to put everything inside. I just want to try to get everything lined up. Then I'm going to see how I do as far as popping that first part of the tire on the lip onto the wheel, and then we'll put the tube in. We'll see how that goes. I might have to change it. Who knows? But anyway, there we go. Okay, we got the tire sprayed on the inside with the glue, the adhesive. Laid the other one out in the Mr. Tuffy liner, laid it up in the driveway, put a good thing of glue on it. Let's see if I can get it in there and get it straight and in place. The glue held the Mr. Tuffy liner in perfectly. I was able to position it. I got the Tannus liner inside there. Let's see if we can get on this wheel. Okay, we got the tire on the wheel. Got the Tannus Armour. He had finagled with it a little bit, but was able to get it to go in there. It's even all the way around, and so now we're going to try to put the tube in there and put it all back together. Tannus Armour pretty much stayed even all the way around. You put your tube in. Of course, you start at your valve cord first. That was actually the hardest part because you had to push the edge of the Tannus Armour out of the way, because it covers up the hole where the valve cord goes. Anyway, and then you just kind of work it all around. Take your time. Don't get in a hurry, and just work it all the way around. Now we're gonna put the rest of the tire on the rim. Start airing it up. Massage it. Make sure that it seats on the bead seats on the rim, and that should do it. All right, I think this concludes it. Got the tire back on the rim, aired it up just a little bit, went around the tire, massage and everything. I made sure that the bead was seated on the rim all the way around on both sides of the tire, and then I aired it up. I normally ride about 22 pounds, 23 pounds on the back end because I'm a bigger guy. But I put 15 pounds in there, and we'll see. I still got to do the front tire, but we'll see how that works out. Anyway, triple protection in there now. I've got the Mr. Tuffy liners. I've got the Tannus Armour, and then here in just a few seconds, I'm gonna let the air out of this tire, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that slime in there, and that way I'm gonna have 3 levels of protection. I mean, I'd basically have to run over a butcher knife, I guess, or I mean, something pretty drastic to get a flat. I still keep the stuff in my saddlebags to change tires and everything out in the woods. This Rad Rover, these guys on YouTube that make a big fuss about taking the rear tire off and how it's so hard and so difficult. It's really not that hard. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. That little tip about using the spray glue, that worked great, holding that Mr. Tuffy liner in, and allowed me to put the Tannus liner in there in place, and without it falling out and falling all over the place, and just really worked out good. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe, and recommend my videos to others. I know these are not professional made videos, but these are videos that I see that might be able to help some other people out there. Anyway, have a good season. Have a great year.